Hey, chess fans, chess enthusiasts, bird opening enthusiasts. Got a real doozy of an analysis today. Essentially, this is a bird opening that I went with my own creative moves throughout the opening, and I was playing against Mac chess that's built into the iMac, this computer, this big computer. And I was using Stockfish to beat it with the bird. So I used both my creativity and the computer's calculations to show iMac how they can lose to the bird. Here we go. I mean, obviously Stockfish is stronger, so I knew that I was going to find a way to win with my unique opening system. iMac's black, obviously, and they're going with e6 variation. They go for a solid bishop e7, and e3 is what I play here, because since they already committed the bishop there, I know I'm going to play a stonewall with a fianchetto, essentially. And I'm doing this early just in case c5 is played, then I can play d4. And then if they take, then I have, my desired stonewall structure. Um, you know, so with c3 and with d4 right here. So e3 is already played, so if they take, c5 takes d4, then I could play e3 takes d4, and that's good because then this bishop has more scope, and it's like a stonewall structure. It's great for the system. It might not look good at first, but it's really, my delight to play. It's my own system. b6, they go for queenside fianchetto, I castle, be careful so I don't get cut off from castling, because I care about castling. Queen c7, right now, like, they had an advantage to black, but I really, went with the Mac chess lines for what they played and everything. So it was not Stockfish's recommended for black every move. They didn't agree always, the two computers. So I went with I did go black playing the weaker computer. So I play a4 here. Even before overprotecting e4 square at all. I play a4 because if they respond with a5, then I have a good play with knight here and then knight here if they reply a5. So that's why I wait to develop this knight to here or here, depending on how they respond to a4, if at all. So they responded a6, so then I brought my knight to d2 because b5 is never going to be square for it. C8, b7, they fianchetto on the king side. Then I start to get aggressive with the pawn storm on the king side. So it shows how I can lock up the center and then be flexible on the wings, really, which is a cool theme for the stonewall attack with a king side fianchetto. This is really the cream of the crop for my own personal preparation. My, continual creativity is like shining through here. I'm not saying it's the best play for white, but for me, like, this is my, own system. This is my unique system. This is really my heart coming through. A8, C8, G4, G5, so I get to kick the knight, and then they accept the weak pawn over here. First I exchange here, and then there's going to be a weak pawn in the center after that exchange. So that's cool, like this pawn on e4, that's weak for the rest of the game, and I have space, more space, and then like this bishop seems like bad, but honestly I get activity with it, and it's really good. I'll show you that. First, like, this take is good because if they take with a bishop, then I can quickly play b4 and then probably get my queen to like b3 or something like that, and it's really, like, really, really good. Really good thing, but that's not really what they are aspiring to play in this game. The Mac chess chose d7, c6. I guess if they took back with this b pawn to capture the c pawn, then they'd have two isolated pawns. So they accept going down a pawn here based on face of this opening. They think they have more activity or something, but you'll see that like my queen gets active just as theirs, and then I hold down my own thing, and eventually I'm able to really overcome. So I get a little bit more space on that side. Start clamping down more there, targeting that pawn. I come up with my rook to target the pawn on e4, which has been weak, since uh, you know what what is it? Really like 13, 14, 15th move. And then that was tricky. So the rook comes up. The rook comes up, and then in order to protect the pawn, they do this like maneuver thing when they're saying like, I'm gonna win a5 if you do it like that. So then I harass the queen, and then I protect the a5 pawn, and then you'll see all the space that I have. And then they strike at the center. So like I have the space on the queen side. So the rook move looked like it was threatening something, but really just achieved me allowing myself and my pawns to gain this space. So like those pawns really extended. Super cool. Then they have to strike at the center, or else I'm really just ready to embrace my advantage and grind out a win. Which does happen anyway. I get the long diagonal, so it doesn't really matter that these pawns are on light squares or dark squares are here. These light colored pawns, because like I got a huge long diagonal here, and then so they exchange pawns to get some activity, and then they're saying like a threatening mate. So I slide over, always ready for rook g1 defenses. Mac just plays queen f5, and I keep going with Stockfish really from here on in. I mean, these are all in dark squares, like I said, but I get the long diagonal, and these are my resources for the end game. So I lock down the queen side. Nothing's happening over here. Then I'm going to play on the queen side, and if it goes to an endgame, I'm going to have awesome resources. So there's already a huge advantage to white right here. They move their rook over, and then I like how this rook kind of like supported like an attack, and then supported some pawns, and then really now it's coming over to the king side. So I like how that rook got developed. That's like unique to the system. It's really, really cool. They don't have too much to do. They're kind of defending, and like, I mean, white shows like some technique here, which is pretty sweet. And then, tactics. I mean, this computer, so it combines tactics and technique really, really well. I mean, humans can do it too, but this is like really cool. And I'm going to study these tactics on my own. There's definitely a lot of depth and richness here, no doubt. And this is really just like something going on like that's really, really easy for white to win from here on in, no matter if you're computer or not. And, this is easy technique. The B pawn's going to be defended with rook here. And then, white's going to use the king to, cause either the king side or the queen side pawns to ascend pretty easily. So that's a game, a really good game.